The Moon Above, Brett Davis. Narrated by Dan Mccrae. Copyright Brett Davis, 2020. All rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means without the prior written permission of the author, nor be otherwise circulated in any form of binding or cover other than that in which it is published and without a similar condition being imposed on the subsequent purchaser. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are either the product of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously, and any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, business establishments, events, or locales is entirely coincidental. Cover art by Dreams to Media. www.scarsdalepublishing.com.
A note from the author. You are the boy I used to babysit every once in a while. Your mother gave me some books to read to you, but you weren't very interested. They were stories about love and war and things like that, with talking animals and knights in shining armor. You told me your mother said I had better stories to tell, real stories about love and war, and you wanted to hear those. Particularly the ones about war. But those stories I wouldn't tell. You thought you knew the answers to everything, but were not so sure of yourself that you wouldn't ask a question now and then. One warm spring day I was sitting on my front steps, wondering why I never put in a porch, when you came around sort of sidling up to me like you always did. You were dressed for winter, with 2 or 3 baggy shirts hanging over your jeans, and a bald cap on your head, even though I have never seen you attempt anything athletic.
Why don't you tell me some of your stories?
You said to me like you always did. Then you cocked your head back and looked at me like I was going to tell you something this time. But I did what I always did when you came around and said that to me. I shooed you away and went back inside. I got to thinking about your question that night, when the warm spring day had given way to a warm spring night. I went back outside and sat on my steps again, looked up, and watched a falling star flicker to its death behind the heavy limbs of my neighbor's oak tree. From where I sat, I could see the edge of your house. There was no light in your window.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?